Welcome back to LT Flash. We have some major updates. Going from the previous version to this version, you'll automatically see that there is a huge visual change, which is, in my opinion, a lot easier and a lot better to use. So let's get started. On one of the updates that we did, if you look at the COM port, I'm going to plug in the LT Flash module right now. It pops up and it's already highlighted blue. That's because I've already used the program and it knows what COM port that I used in the past. So it'll automatically come up and select it every time. I disconnect the module, plug the module back in, it knows. So that's a major update. And also, if you don't know what COM port to use, it's very easy, because when you plug in the module, you'll see the COM port pop up and you know to select that one. If you select the other ones, nothing will happen. And let me give you an example. This is now the connect button. So if you select the wrong COM port, it's just going to sit on COM status indefinitely. And that's how you know, hey, I might be on the wrong COM port, so let me try a different one. So you'll go ahead and just disconnect. We know it's COM 9, you guys saw it pop up, so let's go ahead and get to it. Let's talk about all the updates that have been done, because this is amazing. So, one of the things that you'll probably notice, we got rid of the T and E side selections. A lot of you won't know what side to actually program when you make a file change. So it was just confusing. So now we just have program flash and change VIN. Change VIN used to be called T-side EEPROM. A lot of people didn't understand what the EEPROM was about, but the EEPROM actually stores the VIN number. So we just made it easy to understand, and hopefully it'll help a lot of people out. One other thing you'll see here is enable log. This is automatically checked when you get the program, and we want it that way for a reason. If there's any problems with the program, you can easily send us a log, and you can find those by going to help. You can select a log folder if you want to pick a folder at the very beginning. If you don't, that's okay. It'll automatically pick a temp folder. But you can go to open log folder and it'll open up your logs that you've done. And then you can easily find the log. The last one usually will be the one that errored if you have an error. And then you'll be able to send that to us. So, very easy to find the logs. And if you want, you can also go into the folder and delete the logs every now and again. It'll save a little bit of space for you. So let's get to it. One of the major updates. Read, write, timestamp, and empty file comment. So if you want to timestamp your file, you can timestamp it. And you could also type, whatever you like. First read, whatever. You can type in all the types of changes that you've made. And then you could go to file and you could open your file. When you open the file, this one has a different VIN. Notice that? New pop-up. Do you want to use the VIN in that file, or do you want to keep the one that's in the computer? Well, I want to use the new VIN. So I'm going to click yes. That automatically checkboxed the change VIN. And it updated up here to let you know this is the VIN. If you go to write the computer, what's going to be in it. But back to the timestamp. You can go timestamp, and you can put in what you want, and then you could save the file. Or, this is a clear button for the timestamps. Let's say we don't know, we haven't read the file out first. So let's get to it. We've added current operation. What this is going to do is show you your time remaining. If you automatically saw that, it's down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds. We used to do it, version 4 was about 4.5, almost 5 minutes. So this is a huge improvement on the read side. Couple things that I'd like to talk about while it's reading. We implemented a checksum verifier. So if you make some changes inside Tuner Pro and you don't have the checksum DLL file in the plugin folder, or it doesn't allow you to put it in or something like that, and you make changes, now the program will detect if you have a failed or bad checksum, and it'll ask you if you would like to correct that checksum and save the file before you burn it in the computer, preventing you from writing a file that's no good and will cause a brick. So that's a huge improvement. You won't see it. There's nothing in the program that talks about it or can check the checksums. I wrote a separate program if you want to load that program and check the checksums, but this will automatically do it when you go to write a file. It'll check it for you and give you the option to save it if it's messed up. So that is a great feature that is not listed in here, but it's there. Another thing that we added, when the old program would read the file, a save as dialog box would not pop up. You would have to go to file and save your file, and then if you just named it, first read, and you didn't put .bin, it wouldn't save it as a bin. Now it pops up, it shows you, hey, name your file, so we can name your file, first read or stock. And you don't have to put .bin anymore. It'll put it there. So you can just hit save. Now it's disconnected. Let's go make some changes in Tuner Pro, turn off VATs or whatever you may want to do. We'll reconnect. And mind you, I didn't key cycle. I didn't power off the computer. I didn't do any of that. If you want to turn it off in between, you can. I reconnected. Now, change VIN was already checked because when I showed you earlier, I loaded a file. It asked me if I want to use the VIN, and I do. I want to change the VIN. So I'm going to hit yes. It updated up here like we talked about. And change VIN is there. It's checked. So I'm going to go ahead and hit write. It'll ask you which file to write. It's going to do a VIN verification check. So these digits will tell you what the vehicle is about. So you can't put a digit that it doesn't like. So it'll do the VIN change. It's very fast. And then it starts writing the file immediately. Now if you noticed, 3-minute writes, 3 minutes and 27 seconds I believe for the writes. This is a huge game changer. We were at 19 minutes on the last version. So, just to see it go to 3.5 minutes is 5 times faster to write the file. This will help prevent any malfunctions during writing. If it's in the vehicle, it's not going to be wasting the battery with the key on for 19 minutes. It's an absolute huge update for LT Flash. And this is still using the same hardware. I got another video coming out that's going to talk about some other stuff. Stay tuned for that. But this is all using the hardware that, we've all bought and purchased. And as far as stability, we have bench tested this, in-vehicle tested, hundreds of writes without any problems now. Now, I'm not saying that it won't. Even older software that's out there caused a brick every now and again. And it happens. That's why we include the unbrick kit with the, LT Complete. So you get the LT Flash module and the LT Unbrick, and I offer the Unbrick service free of charge as long as you pay for shipping to and from me. But I believe that this new program is going to cut those down dramatically. And it'll help people, to where they won't have to open up their computers. It's an absolute game changer from version 4 to version, 5, or 0.5. We were at 0.4 before, but I hope that this really improves as far as having any technical difficulties or things like that. The program is really easy to use. You know, I tried to make it as easy as possible. You cannot click read or write while it's reading or writing. If you are writing, you never ever want to pull the power off the PCM, turn the key off, or hit disconnect. That will cause a brick. The only time you want to disconnect is if you select the wrong COM port. When it's done writing, it'll automatically disconnect. And then you don't even have to key cycle. You can fire it up. It's that robust now. You know, there was some things about the Caprices and Impalas where some wouldn't reset properly and people had to pull the battery to get the computer to reset. That's all been fixed, hopefully, in this version. We have done tons and tons of testing and found all the errors that we possibly could between version 0.4 and version 0.5. Look at that. 3 minutes, 30 seconds, roughly, and you got a full write. It's done. So I hope that these updates, you know, I know that the group has been quiet for a long time. People have been wondering what I've been doing. Well, this is what I've been up to. I've been up to trying to figure out all the problems that we had, fixing them, and incorporating new software that people can see, you know, hey, it's got a huge improvement. Not only that, but it's stable and it's easy to use, and that was my goal behind it. So stay tuned. I've got a lot more stuff coming in the future, and this is just one portion that was very important to me because, you know, 19-minute writes were just dreadful. And then there were issues with the old program. So if you have the old program, please put it in a folder, you know, save it away. I'm going to take the old versions off the website. If you need an old version, I will always have them, but they won't be available to download publicly on the website because I don't want people downloading something that is an old version. So check for the website to have the new version on 10/27, and which is tomorrow. Download it. When you install it, it now has an uninstall portion. It'll put a folder on your desktop for LT Flasher, and it just makes it really simple to use. Now, let me show you a sneak peek. Give me one moment to make some changes. Alright, I'm back. For those of you that have toughed it out for 13 minutes and watched the video, this is game changing. If you thought the last one was game changer, wait until you see this. So a new COM port popped up. I'm going to go ahead and hit connect. It's going to be instantaneous. You might notice something. It says LT Flasher version 2. Let me show you something. 48-second read times. So while I wasn't just working on software, there's been some hardware revisions as well. The old software will always continue to work, and it's 5 times faster. But I'm debating offering a deal where you can send your old module back, and I will replace it with an updated version 2 for a low price. But from here out, I believe I have 1 or 2 of the old modules left that I'm going to keep for any types of warranty work. But these new modules will be what's coming out. Here's what's great. let's go ahead and write it. "48-second read times." You know, you thought 3 minutes and 30 seconds was fast, and it is. It's a huge improvement. But 50-second read and write times, absolutely amazing. So I hope everybody is happy with what has happened in the past, year that the group has been a little silent. Not many updates have been made. Well, this is what we do behind the scenes. So happy programming, and I hope you guys enjoy this newest update, because it's been a long, hard road to get here. And there you have it. 49-second read times. It's absolutely amazing. I can't wait to read your comments in the group, because this is what's driven me to make the LT1 possible for everybody. It was a collaborative effort, and it's turned into basically myself now. And I'm a lone person. I do all the assembly, shipping, everything you see. It's all done by me, and so I hope everybody will enjoy this newest update, and I can't wait to see if you guys want to update your modules. I still need to figure out pricing. As far as the new module is concerned, it'll stay the same price as the old module, so it's not going to be an increase in price for the new modules. It's going to stay the same. And for the people that do want to ship it back to me, I will provide you a shipping label, and for a very, very, very low cost, you can get the updated module to where you can get down to 50-second write times. And for those that want to keep version 1, that's perfectly fine. It'll always work, and we will always support it. It's not going to go away. But you now have 3 minute and 30-second write times. So I hope everybody's happy, and have a good night.